Hey guys, in this video I want to go ahead and talk about using the quadratic formula to solve some of these quadratics. En este video vamos a usar la forma cuadrática para resolver los problemas. So if you notice, when we're trying to factor quadratics or when we're trying to solve them, if we can't factor them, guys, we're going to use two options. Number one, complete the square, or number two, quadratic formula. I'm going to go ahead and do quadratic formula. I just want to show you guys where we get it from. Okay. So the first thing we got to do is this is the standard form of the quadratic. We're going to go ahead and divide everything by a because we cannot complete the square when there's a number in front of the x squared. Lo primero para usar la forma cuadrática, para desarrollarla, está en la forma cuadrática aquí de este número, de esta ecuación. Y lo primero que hacemos es dividir por la a ese número, porque no podemos completar el cuadrado cuando tenemos esa a. Entonces cuando hago eso, se divide y esta c sobre a se mueve a la mano derecha. So we move over the c over a, becomes a negative, se convierte en negativo. Now we take half of the middle, la mitad del medio es b sobre 2a, b over 2a, we square it, lo cuadramos. And then wherever I add on one side, I add on the other side. Agrego lo mismo al otro lado. So now this factors into this. Esto se factoriza a esto. Now over here it becomes b squared over 4a squared. Se convierte en b cuadrado sobre 4a cuadrado. Now I want to go ahead and combine these. Quiero combinar estos dos, pero necesito los mismos denominadores. I need the same denominator, so I multiply the bottom and the top by 4a, and I end up with negative 4ac. Now I can combine this. Ahora puedo combinar esto porque tengo el mismo denominador. The only thing I did is I put the b squared first. Puse la b cuadrada primero y lo resté. So now I can put that together. Now I take the square root. Tomo la raíz cuadrada a los dos lados. Now on this side, the square root and the square cancel. La raíz y el cuadrado se cancela. Más o menos, la raíz del 4, the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of a squared is a. And then on the top here, I have b squared minus 4ac. Last thing I do, lo último que hago es traigo esto al otro lado. I take it across to the other side. You notice I have the same denominator. Tengo el mismo denominador, entonces los puedo juntar. And this is my quadratic formula. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use it in order to go ahead and solve some. Vamos a usarla para resolver uno de esos problemas. Okay. The first thing you want to go ahead and do is, can we factor? Lo podemos factorizar. Si no se puede, entonces tomamos las dos opciones. En esta opción vamos a usar la forma cuadrática. We're going to use the quadratic formula. Okay, so a is the number in front of the x squared. La a es lo que está enfrente, el número enfrente del x cuadrado. La b está enfrente de la x y la c es el número solito. So the b is in front of the x and the c is the constant, the number by itself. And you always want to put them in order y siempre lo quieren poner en orden. El cuadrado, la x y el número. So let's go ahead and do it. Now that we have a, b, and c, we're just going to go ahead and input. Ahora lo vamos a nomás a poner. Negative, b es negative 3, la b es menos 3, cuidado con eso, más o menos, okay. B al cuadrado, la b es menos 3, b is negative 3 squared, minus 4, a is 1, la a is 1, y la c is 1, okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that. On the bottom, you have 2 times a, 2 por a is 2 times 1. And so now it just becomes an order of operations problem. Ahora nomás puedo usar la orden de operaciones. Negativo por negativo es positivo. Okay. Negative 3 squared is 9. And that becomes minus 4. Okay. And then on the bottom, you got 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. And then I continue. Ahora tengo 9 menos 4. 9 menos 4 is 5. Now we have square root of 5. La raíz cuadrada de 5. And you notice I have two solutions y tengo dos soluciones, okay? El 3 más el raíz cuadrado de 5 dividido entre 2. Y el otro, and the other one, guys, x is equal to 3 minus the square root of 5 divided by 2. Okay? And these are the solutions to the quadratic. Y estas son las soluciones del cuadrático. Quiere decir, donde pase este cuadrático, que vamos a tener, vamos a ver aquí, va a estar aquí, va a cruzar por aquí, algo así. Estos son las raíces de esto aquí. So these are the roots, guys. And the reason we can't find or we can't factor them is because these are decimal. La razón por cual tenemos que usar esto, la fórmula, es porque esto me va a dar decimales. Entonces necesito la calculadora. Pero estamos practicando más usando la fórmula. So now we're going to go ahead and just continue. All we're doing, we're just practicing using the formula. All right. A is 2, B is 3, C is negative 2. And all I do is just go ahead and substitute. Voy a sustituir negative 3 plus or minus. Okay. And then I have b squared, which is 3 squared, 3 al cuadrado, minus 4. Notice that I'm taking away the letter and then just putting parentheses. And that way I don't get confused. Negative 2, negativo 2. Okay. So now on the bottom is 2 times a, 2 por 2. And then now I just go ahead and do the math. So I have negative 3 plus or minus square root. 3 squared is 9. Now this is negative times negative. Negativo por negativo es positivo. 4 por 2, 8. 8 por 2, 16. 16. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 por 2 is 4. So x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 25. Now, do you know the square root of 25? Yep, you should. ¿Conocen la raíz cuadrada del 25? Sí, deberían. Ok, es 5. Entonces, esto quiere decir que lo podemos resolver. Entonces, las dos soluciones, the two solutions for this one are negative 3 plus 5 divided by 2. And the other one is the same thing. We're going to get negative 3 minus 5 divided by 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. Positivo 2 sobre 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay. What about the next one? Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8 divided by 2. Well, the answer is negative 4. And there it is. Those are your two solutions for this quadratic. Okay. Esas son las dos soluciones para este cuadrático. Quiere decir que si yo factorizo esto, me va a dar esto. So if you factor it, you should get this. So let me go ahead and factor it just so we can see. Lo voy a factorizar para que vean. Okay. ¿Cuáles son los factores que me pueden dar? 2x y x. Me va a dar 2 y menos 1. Sí. 2x por 2 me da 4x. 2x times x is 4x. X times minus 1 is negative 1. And that's going to give me 3x. So my factors are 2x minus 1 and x plus 2. So then we go ahead and solve it. Set them equal to 0. So 2x is equal to 1. So that means x is equal to 1/2. You see that? And the other one is x plus 2 equals to 0. So x is equal to negative 2. Okay. So that's 4 minus 1. Okay. And you know what? And you notice here we should get 1/2 of negative 2. What happened? Well, there's a mistake. Hay un error. And you know what? You're right. Sí, hay un error. What happened? Miren lo que pasó. Look at what I did. I was going too fast. That's a 4 and that's a 2. It should be what? A 4. Debería ser ¿qué? Un 4. Okay. So it's a good thing I'm checking. Entonces, bueno que estoy revisando. So let's go ahead and erase that. Let's go ahead and correct. Esto tiene que ser un 4. Este tiene que ser 4. This has to be a 4. Okay. So, there we go. So that makes more sense. So 2/4 is 1/2. Okay, you see it right there. Okay. And then negative 8 divided by 4 should be negative 2. Okay. So here it is. So if you use the quadratic formula or you factor, you should get the same thing. The reason we use the quadratic formula is because, well, we can't factor it. Okay. Entonces la razón por cual no podemos factorizar es porque necesitamos usar la forma cuadrática porque me da decimal. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do the next one. Same thing. A is 3, B is 2, C is 1. So let's go ahead and simplify that in there. So negative 2 plus or minus. Square root of B is 2. Minus 4a, a is 3. and C is 1. And then it always helps for you to write down what is A, what is B, what is C, so you don't get confused. And don't do what I did, just go very slow. I'm just trying to do this way too fast and I made a mistake. Entonces siempre es bueno poner cuál es la A, la B, la C, tomarse su tiempo, no como yo que lo hice muy rápido y cometió error. Pero vamos a continuar ahora. Let's continue. So -2 plus or minus square root. So 2 squared, 2 al cuadrado is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 1 is 12. Minus 12. And then on the bottom you get 6. You get x is equal to -2 plus or minus square root of -8 all over 6. Well, can we take the square root of a negative? No, we can't. No podemos tomar la raíz cuadrada de un negativo. So this is going to be no real solution. There is a solution, and you'll learn about that in Algebra 2. They're called imaginary numbers. Hay una solución, pero no es real. Son imaginarios que vamos a aprender de eso en la Álgebra 2. What does that mean? Lo que quiere decir eso is that, well, you have the graph, the parabola doesn't intersect the x-axis. That's what that means. Eso es lo que quiere decir. Que la gráfica no toca, no intercepta la X acá abajo, está arriba. Por eso la solución es imaginaria, porque no intersecta aquí. Okay. Let's go ahead and do one more. Vamos a hacer una más. Now, if you notice this one, esta está igual a menos 6n. Entonces lo que yo tengo que hacer es traer esto acá y combinarlo. So I have to go ahead and bring this over to the left, see if I can combine anything. So I get 3n squared. Make sure you put it in order. Póngalo en orden. And then n, and then minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now I want to show you guys something. You see how they all have a 3 in common? I can divide the whole thing by 3. And I'm going to do that because it's going to give me smaller numbers to work with. Ven como el 3 le entra a todo. Y yo voy a hacer eso, ¿por qué? Porque ahora me da números más pequeños y eso es más fácil de hacer que números grandes. Entonces ahora la A es igual a 1, la B es igual a 2 y la C es igual a menos 1. So now A is 1, B is 2, and C is -1. So what did I have to do? Bring this guy across. I noticed that I can reduce it, make it smaller, rewrite it. Now I have A, B, and C. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do our quadratic formula. -b, negativo b, plus or minus, positivo menos, b cuadrado, menos 4, la a es 1 y la c es menos 1. Entonces me da 2 por a, 2 por 1. So now I have -2 plus or minus. Okay. 2 al cuadrado es 4, negativo por negativo es positivo, negative times negative is a positive, and then you get that. So now you have -2 plus or minus square root. 4 plus 4 is 8. All right, I can take the square root of an 8. Ahora se puede hacer así. All right. Now your professor is not going to allow you to leave like that. Su profesor no los va a dejarlo así. Can we reduce square root of 8? ¿Podemos reducir la raíz de 8? Sí. Si se acuerdan, la raíz de 8, the square root of 8, you can be rewritten as square root of 4 times the square root of 2. And what's the square root of 4? Well, that is a whole number 2. Okay? So now I'm going to end up with x is equal to -2 plus or minus 2 radical 2 divided by 2. Okay? And what this does is divides everything. Okay? So we're going to divide the 2's. Okay? El 2 puede dividir todo esto. Entonces, there's a way, I think the easiest way to see it is the 2 divides everything. El 2 divide todo. Okay, so the 2 is dividing both. Está dividiendo los dos. Entonces, esto, this guy, becomes a 1, and this guy becomes a 1. Entonces, este se convierte en 1, y este se convierte también en 1. Okay, entonces mis dos soluciones, x es igual a menos 1 más la raíz cuadrada del 2, y x es igual a menos 1 menos la raíz cuadrada del 2. Okay, so I have two solutions. Tengo dos soluciones. All right, guys, so hopefully that helps. Good luck, and see you guys next time.